So we get stuck in our mind, right? This analysis paralysis where we literally prevent ourselves from stepping in. And the mind is extremely powerful. Like the ego, right? It reminds me very much in many ways of like Sauron in Lord of the Rings. Like there's this element of control that it is trying to flex. And of course, the ego also corresponds. Like, I'm not saying the ego is all bad. The ego also corresponds to some of our identity or characteristic traits that make us special and make us unique. Because at a core level, we are all unique. We are all different. But we're dealing with a lot of the same contexts, a lot of the same limiting beliefs. So I think it's super important to realize that the mind itself is really a tool, right? And you have to be a complete fool, literally, to only listen to your mind. If you listen to the mind, you'll never actually find your time. In fact, you're not seeing the light. You're just completely blind. Here I am making a spontaneous rhyme on a dime. You're outside committing the worst crime against yourself. You're playing small like an elf on the shelf. You've written your contract in felt, and here you are literally on the brink of deterioration and melt. Schvelt is the word that we say in Judaism. But what I'm here to actually tell you is that this mind, if it can be controlled, if it can be tamed, I know you're big into horses, right? And so a beautiful wild horse, innately, it's wild. It wants to run, it wants to gallop, but it has all this power and all this energy. And that's like the mind. If that can be tamed and brought in, and you can start to be the rider of the horse, like if the horse is riding you, you're in a lot of trouble. That horse is gonna buck and go wherever the fuck it wants. And if you're not ready for it, it's gonna eat you up. But if you can come in with an energy where it's like, hey, my mind is wild, the horse is wild. How can I best get the horse to start working with me, in conjunction with me, and starting to put some restraint and starting to guide it and starting to reposition its narrative and its beliefs. And then what ends up happening is the script will switch, and now the mind will actually start to serve you more. Hey, I've done this before. I remember last time I did 9 reps, and this is the time where it really started hurting. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to bust out a few more. Or you're going to have people in your life, like yourself today, that can uplift and can remind you, think about that. You're being reminded in your mind because you've been blinded. You're blind to a lot of the blind spots that you have. So when somebody else brings that up, you have 2 options. One, you can get defensive because you're either insecure, you're worried, or you don't want to own that experience. Or 2, you can open yourself up to receiving, to potentially believing, to even possibly conceiving. Because this whole time you've been dreaming. Everything's been happening a different way than it seems. And to me, I have the utmost care. I don't want you to live a nightmare. That's no truth or dare. It's like Goosebumps. You're in for a scare. I'm on a freestyle tear. I'm going to eat you like an apple and a pear. I don't care if life is equalized and fair. I'm going to hit a strike, not a spare. I'm in my fucking dragon's lair. I'm the ultimate player setting sail on the mystic seas. Watch me. I'm your boy JB. I step back like Steph Curry and hit a 3. I'm in a hurry, but you need not worry. This is the issue. You need not worry. Everything is going to work itself out. And in the end, it's all going to be okay. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. There's still work to be done. And I think I want to curtail this into kind of some final thoughts, which are essentially the following. If you were talking to your younger self right now, a version of yourself that was really worried about what was going to happen in life, that really didn't know which direction they were heading, that it's almost like, think of it as a little friend right now that would come to you. They're 17, 18, maybe they're older. The age is insignificant, but you're giving them some advice right now. They've taken a minute of your time. What would that advice for that individual be right now to really ascend and to step into the life that they're destined for?
Depends on which stage, which stage. How old are they? What do you think?
Well, let's say,
does it matter?
Let's say for you, you're 26 right now.
Yeah, 26
so
right now.
What would you tell to your 19-year-old self? If you go back and you just think about that kid for a second.
Do what you love. Love what you do.
Yeah.
But how you find things out, you just try. Like a kid.
Yeah.
It just tries to walk, falls.
Yeah.
How long they do that?
Until they walk.
Until they walk.
Yeah.
And this is what you're gonna do. You pick something what you like, what you think. you're capable of, and you just start, and you just walk, and you just walk. And I was always conditioned, like I'm like not anymore, but like so many years, I wanted to start YouTube, I wanted to start Twitch streamer, whatever,
Sure.
and I started it.
Yeah.
Done once, got me all the equipment, make one video, and I just stopped. I don't know what's going on. Like I was thinking, oh, what is they thinking about me? And I always told them, like I told my mind, I told myself stories, you know. You don't need to do that right now. You can do that in the future when you're this. This is not the right moment.
Yeah.
And all these limited